Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my Liberty football predictions for the 2019 college football season. Before I continue, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated if you do that. I have a subscriber goal of 200 subscribers by August 24th, which I would love to hit, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed already, you won't regret it. Liberty football predictions will go through the pros and cons, best case and worst case scenario, your three toughest and three easiest games. Then we'll go through the schedule game by game. I'll tell you which games I have Liberty winning and losing and give you a final record prediction. One of a quick note before I continue, do not hold me to the game by game picks or the scores. Just hold me to the record prediction. And we'll just go with the pros and cons. Two pros and one con. Your first pro is your head coach, Hugh Freeze. Listen, I know Hugh Freeze, he cheated to win, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I do think that he's going to do great things at Liberty. I don't think he's going to be at Liberty for long. I think it's only going to be a 2 or 3 year stint before he gets a job again at SEC school, maybe another big time job or something. But overall, I do think Hugh Freeze is a big time pro for Liberty. Second pro is the schedule. This is a pretty easy schedule. You don't really have too many difficult games here. You have 3 or 4 of them, but outside of that, the rest is kind of easy. So the schedule is definitely a pro for Liberty. Your one con is the talent. Half of your team's basically at FCS school. You moved up to FBS like 2 or 3 years ago, and some of that talent is still FCS. And that's okay because you have an easy schedule, so it'll kind of disguise itself. But when you go up against so many schools like Syracuse, Virginia, schools like that, Power 5 schools, it will be exposed. So definitely the talent is a con at Liberty. Now let's talk about the best case and worst case scenario. Here's the schedule right here in front of you. Your best case scenario is 10-2. I look at the Virginia game. I look at the Syracuse game. I look at the Louisiana and Buffalo game. I think you and the BYU game. I'll throw that game in as well. I think you lose at least 2 out of those 5 games. Then I look at the worst case scenario, 5-7. You lose all 5 of those games I've mentioned, and you probably lose either one of the times against New Mexico State, and you probably lose against a Rutgers or somebody. I think Liberty. I think their worst case scenario is 5-7. Best case scenario 10-2. 3 toughest games: Virginia, Syracuse, and Buffalo. Virginia's a team. I think they're really good. I think that's your toughest game of the year. Syracuse, they're going to be a pretty good team. They might be ranked going into that game. They might be in the preseason polls for being a ranked team. The poll comes out actually on Monday, so I'll have a reaction video to that. And then Buffalo is your third toughest team that you're facing this year. Buffalo is pretty good. You get them at home, but they're still pretty good. I think they're favorites to win the MAC, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely a team that is definitely going to be a tough game for Liberty. Your 3 easiest games are Maine, Hampton, and New Mexico State. Maine, FCS opponent. Hampton, FCS opponent. New Mexico State, you've played them twice, which I don't like at all because I think you shouldn't play a team more than once a season unless it's like a championship or in the playoffs or even like a bowl game. Like if it's just like a regular standard, I don't know, with the Sun Bowl, if you already face each other, I don't think you should be facing each other again. But you play New Mexico State twice. I don't know why that is, but I do think that you could beat them easily both times. So those are your 3 easiest games. Now let's go through the schedule game by game. I'll tell you which games out of Liberty winning and losing here. First game, Syracuse at home. And by the way, I'm going to mention the video if I already done it. I already did the Syracuse football prediction video. Lost. Listen, I don't give you much of a shot against Syracuse. 45-24 Syracuse. I think you'll keep it kind of competitive, but at the end, I have to give it to Syracuse. Next game at Louisiana. Wanted to do a Louisiana video before the time closes. Went back and forth here. I really did, but at the end, I had to go with Louisiana. They're actually one of the better teams in the Sun Belt, so I think it's a close game, 28-23, Louisiana. Next game, Buffalo at home. Doing a Buffalo football prediction actually tomorrow, so go check that out. But I do have Buffalo beating Liberty. I think they're just a better team. I think they beat you all by 2 touchdowns, 30-16 Buffalo. So you start out the season 0-3, but your next 3 games are extremely easy in my opinion. Hampton at home, win 38-9, FCS school. New Mexico at home. I know they're in the Mountain West, one of the worst teams in the Mountain West. Win. I think you beat them actually kind of easily, 40-22 New Mexico. And then you get to go on the road to New Mexico State, a pretty bad team as well, win. I think you beat them kind of easily as well. 37-17 New Mexico State. Then you get your first bye week. Every team gets 2 bye weeks because of how the calendar aligns with the schedule. Coming off the bye week, Maine at home. It's their homecoming game. I think you get the win here at FCS school here in Maine. 42-6 Maine. Next game at Rutgers. All right, if you already watched the Rutgers football prediction video, you already know who I have in this one. I went back and forth with it. I just think Hugh Freeze is better than anything that Rutgers has, and I went with Liberty here, 41-24 Liberty. Next game is at UMass. Where eventually I'll be doing a UMass football prediction video. I just assume that I have to do one because technically they're independent, but I think you beat UMass. I know it's in Massachusetts, but I think you beat UMass 34-18 Liberty. Next game at BYU. I think you keep it very tight. It's kind of like the power of the religions, the Mormons versus the Christians. I went back and forth with this one. I gave it to BYU. If you already watched the BYU football prediction video, you already know this. I just think BYU is a better team than Liberty. It'll be close though. 27-23 BYU. Then you get your second bye week, and then coming off the bye week on the road against Virginia, lost. Listen, I don't give you much of a shot against Virginia. Virginia, to me, is a very good football team. I think they could win 10 games easily. I think you lose to them by 3 touchdowns. You keep it a little bit competitive. It's kind of in-state rivalry there. 35-14, Virginia. And then your final game at home against New Mexico State, win. I'll eventually be doing a New Mexico State football prediction video since they're independent. But I think you beat New Mexico State again, 44-15, and you sweep them this year. Unlike last year, I think you split with them. But this year, I think you sweep New Mexico State. So that's my game-by-game picks right there. If you count up all the wins and losses, I do have Liberty going 7-5. They're not in the conference, so no conference record. Against the Independents, they'll be 3-0 against the Independents. So if that counts towards anything. But overall, 7-5 for Liberty. You make a bowl game, which is good. So that's a good thing. And hopefully my prediction turns out right. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. I always like hearing from you all. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated if you do that. Thanks for watching, and this is McD the Beast signing off.